Hey, yo, man. Everybody who's still active in the streets, I don't care what gang you rapping, I don't care what state you live in. You are a rat. You are a rat just waiting to rat. You just haven't been put in a position to rat. And I'm talking to everybody from everywhere, all over the country who's still actively involved in the streets. If you are actively trying to take your ops' lives, if you're actively out in the streets, shooting it out, robbing people, well, maybe not robbing people because people don't necessarily snitch over a robbery. But out here doing all these extra violent crimes, all these gang-related crimes, all them little niggas and all the older dudes who are they big homies who sending these little kids on missions, everyone involved is a potential rat. And you know what's crazy? The older dude to tell first, but it'll still trickle down. The young dudes, all the dudes acting like they want to drill, all the dudes talking about they spinning the block. Everybody want to spin the block till the police spin the block, and then they tell you looking at 40. Once they start telling people they looking at anything over 10, they start telling. Because here's the thing, we live in America. The whole entire country is on camera. Everything is basically televised. There's cameras everywhere, especially if you're in New York. Everybody in New York that's actively trying to sell drugs, like they're gonna make it big or something. Come on now. When was the last time somebody made even $100,000 off of crack? Crack is an old people drug. So who really getting money off that? And then with the Zans and all of that, and all the fentanyl going on, you're gonna go to jail. And then if they got enough to bring you down for a RICO or something like that, everybody's going to tell. You wanna know why? Because nobody wants to be in prison. Nobody wants to be in prison. That's why everybody who's still actively doing all these things, and especially if they don't have a backup plan, they not planning to flip that money into something, these people are all potential snitches. And I would go online and say they all would snitch if offered the right deal, because nobody wants to go to jail. Everybody want to be lit, be on camera, take pictures, go on live. Nobody want to go live from prison. Nobody wants to be forced to booth drugs up their asses for a living, just to be somewhat comfortable as a slave in prison. Because going to prison makes you an automatic slave. They're all gonna tell. So if you got a little brother, he actively involved in the streets, he'll tell. You got a cousin, he'll tell. You in the streets yourself, and you actively getting shot at and you shooting at your ops, you will tell if you offered enough time. If you offered the right plea. All this talk about Gunna and all this other shit, all this 6ix9ine shit, by the way, New York City, of course, no matter where we live at, even if we move out of New York, we will always have to eternally hold down the L for 6ix9ine. I'm telling you, I live in South Carolina. And every time something that happens with a snitch or a rapper, they always say, y'all New York niggas love 6ix9ine though. Y'all made 6ix9ine lit. The Bloods made 6ix9ine lit, right? But 6ix9ine is just like anyone else who ain't get locked up that's still involved in the streets like he was. They will tell. They will definitely tell. And the reason why they will tell is because it's the streets. The streets is a myth. The code of loyalty in the streets is a myth. Out of 100% of people actively involved in the streets, 1 to 3% of them are not going to tell. 1 to 3% of them are not going to tell. The rest are going to tell. This is a fact. This is a fact. The smart people who involved in the streets, they left already. All the smart people left. And usually they had to do a bid first. Everyone else left in the streets is going to tell. And if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, just wait. Your little man's is going to tell. Or your man's is going to tell on you, depending on who I'm talking to. You're going to see it. You're going to see your cousin tell. Somebody going to tell on your cousin. It always happens. And then all it takes is that one person who wrapped up in this big gang indictment or one of those type of situations. All it takes is one person, and then the rest is going to tell. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. gotta understand, man. I'm from an area in the Bronx where I literally seen a dynasty fall. Like, we used to party every weekend, mess with the chicks. We used to have fun. But I was one of the dudes who, when it come to that gunplay stuff, I wasn't doing too much. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing too much, man. I was a dude who, hey, we out and it's something going on. Whatever's going on at the moment, I'm involved in. But I wasn't actively like, hey, let's go shoot at people. Because I had a job at the time and I had a girl. That's another thing, too. You want to stay out of jail? Get you some good pussy. Get you a jizzab, right? Like they said. I was a person who, if it goes down while I'm around, it's cool. But I'm not. But at the same time, I was one of the only people who was home and got locked up before everybody else. Before all the, you know what I'm saying? All the bad stuff started happening. All the drilling and stuff started happening. So I had some kind of a conscience because I already did a bid already, right? So I was moving a little bit smarter. But I was on some, if I'm around and it happens, then I'm just around. I was somebody who, hey, we out, we run into the ops. If all I got is my hands, that's all I'm using. And if I see a gun, I'm running. You know what I'm saying? Only a stupid nigga gonna see a gun and not run. But that's how it is. They're all gonna tell. Everyone active in the streets today will tell. They will tell if offered anything that they feel like is too much. And almost every offer is too much. They all gonna tell. Peace.